Hello, I'm Janet Broughton, the Positive Change Coach, and this is day 2 of a 5-day series of 10-minute videos of how to change different aspects of your life that you are unhappy with. That's why you want to change them. Today we're looking at job and career. Now, you may be at that point where you've come so far and it's okay, but it's not what you really want, but you're not sure what you want, and you don't know. There is that moment sometimes when you think, how did I end up here? And it's just, you're doing that daily grind and you're just going because that's what's expected of you, and you do your job and you come home. But does it fill your heart with joy? Do you come away thinking, wow, I achieved something today? Or I can remember the last paid employment I was in, now that I'm self-employed, and we had a staircase that we came up in the morning and it went that way. By the time I'd reached that level, I felt like that. So now I wake up on a Monday morning and go, yay, what am I doing today? And I love what I do. That's why I'm here speaking to you. So whether you ended up in this job because it was what was expected of you, either through parents, family, or through your schooling, this is what people do. When I was at school, it was a long time ago. It was, you went into nursing, you went to university, or you became a teacher. And when you wanted something outside of that, it was like, ooh, don't know. And often you don't know what's out there for you. And I have people who don't realise they can change careers. As somebody who's changed careers a number of times, it's really possible. And yes, I know you get caught up in well, I've got all these financial commitments. I know you have. But if you really want change, it can be achieved. And I could stand here and tell you all the ways of getting qualifications and working at night and I could give you all that. But what I want you to do is ask yourself what you want from a job, not the job you're in, just a job, the way you earn your living, the way you work with the world. We spend an awful lot of time at work, so it has to fill you with joy. Now, list those things. What would you like to be doing day in and day out that fills you with joy? I found mine when I changed my career, 14 years ago now. And it had been a gradual process until I took that major step. And that's why I can now stand here as the Positive Change Coach. I've brought experience, I bring qualifications, and I bring a strong desire to help people like you. That's what gives me my joy. So do that list. What brings you joy? Now compare that list to what you do in your present job. How much of that is in there? And if there's very little or none at all, then maybe it's the job that needs to change. If, however, actually there's quite a good match there, then there's things you can do about where you are now. If you're in the job that actually does tick the boxes, but it doesn't feel right, then start to explore what's going on for you. Why isn't it filling you with joy if it meets your criteria? And working with me as the Positive Change Coach, we look at those reasons. We study where you're at in terms of your career, in terms of the job you're in, because it may be it's the right area of job, but not the level you want to be at. Just one suggestion. Or maybe you want to be in a bigger organisation or a smaller organisation. It may be there's just something not quite right on a practical level. But also, always go back to your emotions. They will give you the indication of what's right for you. So, having decided what you want, whether it matches or not, then how you feel, we work together to see how we can improve those feelings, how we can take them and say, this is what really fills me with joy. This is what I want. And maybe you need an extra qualification to improve on what you've got. How can you do that? There's very practical steps. You need to do the research. I used to work with young people just on the verge of leaving school. And I used to say, go and talk to the person that does the job. Because we have very unrealistic ideas sometimes of what a job involves. So talk to the person who does the job. Find out what it's like to do their job. Equally, if you're thinking self-employment, be realistic. Self-employment does not mean I can just do what I want all day. No, you can't. You've got to really have a passion to move this business forward. Otherwise, you're not going to be earning anything. And you've got to learn a lot of new skills. You know, you might have been in personnel department. So you know a lot about people, but do you know about accounting? Do you know about marketing? The things you have to run a whole business, even if it's just you, if you're a sole trader, you're still running a business. So be aware of that. Find out how you can learn the skills. Be very practical in your approach. And again, talk to people who are self-employed. Find out what it's really like to do that. And if it scares you, then it's maybe not right. If it excites you, then it's right. Sometimes we have to take bold steps, and you do have to think about the people around you whom this will affect. If you decide to go to night school or go to college 2 nights a week in order to improve your qualifications, that is going to have an effect on the people that you live with and the people around you. So, you know, you've got to get an agreement there of how this is going to work for the length of time that it takes to get the qualification. So what we're looking at is referred to as a SMART goal. I'm asking you to be very, very specific. I'm asking you to be able to measure. So, you know, I'm going to do a college course for 2 years, 2 nights a week. That's specific. And it's also the way you can measure it, because the outcome is going to be the qualification, which is then going to lead to the job that you want. It's got to be achievable. So that's working with the people around you whose lives are going to get affected by your decision. So, and then you're realistic. I often say, if I wanted to emigrate to Australia with all the best will in the world, I can't do that. And the reason is I'm too old. There is a cut-off date. Unless you've got a skill that they are short of, and they are not short of my skills. So that's the realistic side of it. Facts and figures. And then set yourself a time scale, because if you're starting to say to yourself, oh, well, yeah, I'll get round to that. You know, you never do. One day never comes. When I decided to leave my full-time job and take the next step, I had it all mapped out. I knew exactly when I was going to do it, how I was going to do it, when I was going to achieve it. It was very, very clear, because one day is always pushing it further away. And in the meantime, you're sat feeling unhappy. So SMART goal, okay? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So I work with you on my positive change program, the 60-day positive change program, to put that goal in place. And then I'm going to work with you to make sure you take an action every week towards that goal. And where you come up against that, bit scared, not sure, how will people react, all the negative feelings, then we remove those. So we take the blocks out of the way and we fill those, because you've left a space where the blocks were, so we're now going to fill them with positivity. Sometimes it's just helping you make the realization of where you are. And I've done that with people where I just make a comment and I say, well, actually, there's your area of expertise. Let's use that. And they go, oh, of course, I never thought about that. So I'm there to come up with the ideas as well and to help you develop your skills. And really working with that inside, those desires, and making them happen. Because we can all come up with the excuses of why not to do something. oh, well, when the, when the weather's better, when, after Christmas, in the summer, and, another year's gone and another year of unhappiness. Now, it may be that, as I say, you just want to improve where you are. You might actually be, the job is perfect, but you don't feel it. And so again, we work with removing those doubts, those negativities, those, am I good enough? Am I doing a good job? Will I get sacked? Will I not do this? But, so much goes on in the workplace. So we work with that to remove, again, the emotional blocks, the ones that are going, oh, what if I can't? And then we replace them with, yes, I can. I can achieve anything. And even if it's just, oh, I just dread work, we can change that. So if you're ready to make changes, either into a new job, a new career, or just to feel comfortable and happy with where you are, then contact me and we'll have a 30-minute complimentary discovery session on how the Positive Change Programme, 60 days, nice 2 months, we work together to actually move you forward and enjoy and bring joy to the workplace. And if you want to contact me, it's janetbroughton at thepositivechangecoach.com. And the details are underneath this video. So thank you very much. As I say, this has been day 2 of a 5-day series. Tomorrow, we're going to look at lifestyle and how you can improve your lifestyle to make you feel more confident, more in control, and again, back to that joy in your heart. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.